going to be a little bit of confusion. I'm realizing now after posting my post and what's in appears in the newsletter about the Nearside alignment quake event. This quake right here struck on the Black Star Sun center line. Well, it's a 6.1. There are some 6-pointers on the Black Star event timeline. There's not a 6.1. And even this quake struck just a little bit early. And this quake here, 7.8, struck quite a bit early. And it's going to, whenever, if you look at the alignments as a gravitational gravity well speed bump, then these quakes are striking too early. Now that's based on data. I didn't have a near side quake last cycle, didn't have one the cycle before. I'm using data from 2021-22, and supposing, hypothesizing, theorizing that the black star is moving around the sun now, locked in a circular orbit. Therefore, things should be like regular, really, really regular, and they're just not. And the bottom line is going to be something I realized that I did not get into the post that you guys have watching my Black Star Upstate reports is this is not a gravitational gravity well speed bump type deal that we're crossing the Earth. What's going on is, and I should have a different picture. I don't want to move these pictures. This is from Solar System Scope. It takes a lot of effort to get the right zoom in the right place. And you touch anything, everything moves. But I got the snapshot. This is the picture, and this is from 12 hours later, minus 2 minutes. And if you're wondering why 2 minutes, it's explained in my post. If you go exactly 12 hours, you don't get you're not exactly on the same line. And it's all explained. There's a difference in the, anyway, it's kind of complicated to explain. It's because we're going around the sun. So whenever the Earth is rotating, then to get on the same exact line, then we have to subtract 2 minutes for the stars. For 12 hours, 4 minutes for 36 for a 360-degree turn of the Earth, 24 hours. So the Earth doesn't spend exactly one rotation in 24 hours, like people think, because we're moving around the sun. So there's a difference. And I do share the link and even an image and everything in the post to make that. But you can see right here with the Earth and the sun, and this is, let me show you the other one first. See this right here, see how small the Earth is? I can't show you that picture. This is the exact moment within seconds of the quake striking. And you can see Ophiuchus back here, Scorpio is right here. Now, I'm not going to move it yet, but the black star sun center line is right here. So that's always moving with the black star as it's moving around left in the orbit diagram prograde fashion. The Earth passes between the two stars. This is the moment that this event happened. Now this is not, again, now I'm getting back to where I started. The something that I've learned over the years, more than a decade now, is that this is not a speed bump deal. This is an electromagnetic deal. This is like putting two electric wires together. And what you're going to predict is when the arc is going to happen. You have live wires, and as you're bringing them together, eventually you're going to arc. But when's it going to happen? It depends. Put more energy, all right, and you're nearing proximity, and it's going to happen sooner. Make less energy, and it's going to happen as the wires get closer and closer together. So as we're coming around the sun, we have varying things that are happening. There's different things in the environment and in the amount of energy that's crossing through the magnetic polar connections and their proximity. There's a different number of a percentage of internal conduits that are happening, so that you have an outer, you have you have inactive, passive magnetic portal connection inner conduits. They're like pipes. The outer perimeter is inactive. It's like insulating wire. It's the plastic on an insulation wire is what it is. The internal part is active. That's the copper wires. That's carrying the charge. Those are extended. They're distended. Whenever the particularly as the black star gets closer and closer, those active conduits that they grow in diameter and they're pushing on the external conduits. So as we're getting closer together, those magnetic polar connections, particularly the sun black star magnetic polar connection, is losing its insulation properties, the outer passive conduits. So you have variables in the equation. I can see them in my mind. I haven't drawn everything out. And so sometimes the strike, as the black star gets closer, then we should anticipate that the wires are not as well insulated, and as they get closer together, they're going to happen sooner than previous orbit cycles whenever the passive inactive conduits are providing greater insulation. So that's inside my mind as I'm looking at the modeling go, and it's churning away, and I see it for 2011, 12, 13, 14, and I'm seeing have the data in my mind, and seeing the connections, and these magnetic polar connections connect and disconnect on regular cycles based on proximity. So you have converging magnetic polar connections that's happening now. So now that I've shown you this, and we can back off, we can look at the Earth, and you can see the Earth is between the Sun and Scorpio. Exactly. Even though you were looking at Ophiuchus, it's because I had the way I had it tipped down like this. See, Scorpio right here. This is at the exact time of the epicenter of the quake. So I keep telling you the black star is between the Sun and the center of Scorpio, and you can see the center of Scorpio is right there. So it's happening. It happened just a little bit earlier than expected. But again, it's because it's the insulation properties are being lost. On the black star is here, and we're passing between them. So we likely had magnetopause fluctuations because of the converging magnetic polar connections. That you get sprite formations, polar cross firing, highly charged ionic clouds, squeezed, compressed between the converging magnetic polar connections, and get at Earth magnetosphere wants to flip around like it did 2012, March 12th and 13th. The Department of Homeland Security, they've utilized, I would anticipate, a sophisticated AI program for doctoring up the magnetosphere simulations. Whenever you're looking at the magnetosphere, you're looking at a simulation, and it's generated. It's supposed to be generated by what's coming from all of the data. But when we're passing between the two stars, you're seeing things like what happened, the magnetopause reversal, and that happened for 2 hours in 2012 before they interrupted the feed. And in 2012, they were caught completely by surprise. And we got the 28 hours of the magnetopause reversal. That that GIF, the GIF file, is uploaded to the Substack post. So if you go into the links of what I posted today, go to the Michael Snyder link, one of the first ones, then you can right click on that and download that file. You can see how the magnetopause reversed. It happened whenever we were passing between the two stars, just like this. What's happening right now. So should we say that this, I'm still going through all the data, my mind is churning. And is the 7.8 quake? 7.8 quake is going to be black star induced. For sure. Like the 6.1. Remember on the backside quake, we had the Alaska quake that struck exactly on the Black Star Sun center line. Then the 7.6 Japan quake struck exactly on the Black Star Sun center line. So as the Black Star gets close, remember that was happening 2014 through 2018 like clockwork. Predictable fashion. 2 quakes at the backside alignment, then a pause, then 3, then a pause, then 2. 7 quakes in a sequence. That was because of the growing superplume formation. And magma wave rebound and coalescence and rebound and back to the center of the zone. That's not what's happening here, but because the superplume is now fully developed. I mean, it's fully filled the entire zone now. Back when it was in an infant state, 2015, 16, 17, 18, then what was going on inside the Earth was very predictable as the superplume was small and it was growing. Now it's a totally different deal. So in charting the data, the thing that I'm realizing is I'm not going to be able to incorporate the data for this near side Lima quake into what's happening on the backside. So it's one of the reasons I'm running a little late today. I'm running the calculations. I'm looking from the backside alignment recent. That's December 8th, and then this is June the 8th. It's very regular. It's very, very, very close to just hours from being exactly a half a year. If black star is moving left in the orbit diagram, that should not be happening. So I had a little discussion with AI, and the smaller we have a diminishing amount of time that's passing between these alignments, and the answer is going to be that this is not gravitational. This is not gravitational at all. This has been electromagnetic from the beginning. So the gravity well, the connecting gravity wells between the two stars that were passing through the speed bump, then that's going to play a role, but it's not. It's going to play some role, but it's not the major influence. The major influence is it's according to the electric universe model, plasma cosmology. The whole solar system behaves like a molecule, with the sun being the nucleus, and these orbiting bodies are the electrons. And with resistor, uh, capacitor, switch capabilities, depending on a, a lot of variables in the equation. It depends. Sometimes, well, anyway, sometimes the planets even are storing energy. Sometimes they're releasing energy, and the magnetic polar connections connecting, disconnecting, and crossing and converging, and causes a switch to flip at times. So there's a lot that's happening. I wish I had money and to be able to build a group like we were building back in 2011, 12, and 13, and to be able to finance the a team of people to put all this together, then we could know much, much more. The bottom line for all that is the answer for the backside alignment quake is to use the backside alignment data that's been gathered already. They've been striking like clockwork. December 2nd, December 5th, December 8th. 3 days. It's about 3 days, man. The next one's likely going to be about 3 days with a slightly smaller differential because of what I was just explaining, the magnetic polar connection, passive conduit diminishing capability. That's the answer right there. That sentence right there explains. So I'm going to run the math, and what's the big deal if my predictive modeling, so it's running in my head right now, and I'm looking as an observer into it's just doing it by itself, and it's wanting to spit out different numbers based upon these different variables that I can plug in a different variable and get a different result. And it's going to be about a 3-day differential. We know that. 2nd, 5th, 8th. And then just by looking at the hours, I may tweak that a little bit, but it's the backside Lima Quake's going to likely strike on the 11th of December. And memory serving me, then 1800 hours, it's going to be near the end of the evening. It could be early on the 12th, something like that. So I ran the math last time. That's why I was off a day. Because I was tweaking everything too much, and it ended up adding enough time to push it from the 8th to the 9th. And so I ran with it, and I was off a day. But it's going to be right December, the end of the day on the 11th, right in there, and we're going to have the backside Lima quake. Is that because of this quake right here? This is going to be electromagnetic, and it was big and powerful. The original jolt right here, and we backside Lima quake. What was it? 2, 3 years ago, struck almost this location right here. Before that, we had the Japan quake, the Alaska quake, and before that was it 7.6 Philippines quake. Well, anyway, that's the one that tore the hole in the earth. I think that was 2023. Well, we can know real fast. It's right here. Right here, 7.0 California, 7.6 Philippines, 2023. Yep, the one from December 2nd. That's the one that tore the hole in the sun. So you see the 2nd, 5th, 8th. This is likely going to be the 11th, the end of the day on the 11th. Okay, so maybe I'll make another post on that. Maybe not. It's pretty plain to me that that's going to be that's going to be right in the ballpark.